Duel Review is brought to you by NexusDigitalComics.com. On today's Duel Review, it's Resistance, the video games. I'm RJ.
And I'm Nick.
Let's get to it.
Kapow. Welcome to Tuesday, the 22nd of November. We are doing Resistance, the video games.
Yeah, that's right. The first one was Fall of Man, is 2006, and then second is 2008, and the third just came out in 2011, not too long ago. And if you don't know about Resistance 3 or have a lot of experience with it, it's probably because you own a 360 and not a PS3.
Right, and this is strictly for PlayStation 3.
Yeah, one of those stupid things. I really wish there wasn't this console war thing. But having said that, it is a really high-quality game. It's kind of gone head-to-head with Gears of War, 360, exclusive there, and then PS3 exclusive here. Of course, we got Killzone 2, PS3. I guess I'm aligning myself with the PS3 side just because I like playing that much more than my Xbox 360.
I think, yeah, I mean...
Just slightly better graphics usually, and Blu-ray. I mean, come on.
Yeah, it does have Blu-ray. Blu-ray is a lot of fun.
And free internet. That's the biggest thing. Xbox, if you want to get me back, which you probably don't care, do internet for free.
Yeah.
Come on. Seriously. Honestly.
Absolutely, especially now that when you buy a PlayStation 3, essentially what you're paying for in price difference between the Xbox 360, that's how much you're going to be paying for online.
For like a month or two.
Yeah, for Xbox 360 anyways.
Yeah.
So
anyway, Resistance is known for the weapon types.
Right.
Lots of amazing weapons. I want to talk about the story first. We'll get to the weapons in a second.
There's a story?
Everybody likes the weapons. The story, I think, is the downside because it's very stereotypical.
Right.
It's like your character is the strong guy that's going to get things done, but he doesn't know how to do it. So he needs the scientist to tell him how. The scientist he's the brains of the operation, and you gotta safeguard him, and whatever. It's just kind of a stereotypical sci-fi invasion. It's like aliens are invading. This is a little different because they're chimera. It's basically a virus that attacks the human race and changes them into chimera,
like the T-virus.
Yeah. So that's fun in itself, but like I say, it's stereotypical characters. Nathan Hale is in the first two games. He was the soldier that got things done, kind of thing. And he's part of, I forget what they call them. Sentinels. They're the Earth Resistance. Nathan is killed at the second one, and it picks up with another guy the one who killed him actually. And they try to get you invested in. I was conflicted, but I knew he was going to turn, and I'm sure he wanted me to do it. I could see he wanted me to do it, so I did it. Whatever. Now he's got his family, and he wants to protect his family. And again, we get the friggin' scientist who knows how to take out the chimera, even though they've already done this. And so, he convinces him, you're our only hope, which I don't know why. Why is he? He's a great fighter. Great. I'm sure there's another great fighter somewhere, whatever. So his wife tells him she wants, save our son, go help the scientist do his thing. And there is an unexpected twist kind of in the middle, but...
The son turns out to be his grandfather.
Again, it's just really ultimately forgettable. So now we can talk about
Let's talk about the guns.
The weapons are the reason to play this game, and the weapons are the reason that I highly recommend this game. The weapons are responsible for probably 8 out of the 10 points or 9 points that they get, from GameSpot.
And I'm sure the other two are like graphics, because the graphics are pretty good.
Yeah, they are good. But again, there's plenty of other games that have good graphics like this. So the weapons, your typical Magnum, I've never seen a better use of it, because once you shoot them, you've basically implanted a little explosive. Then you can use your right trigger, your second trigger, to explode that bullet. And so, you're tagging enemies, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then you explode them all at the same time. It's very satisfying. And that's just the Magnum. That's just the, it's like, like Halo and whatever. They all have I guess that's a Xbox exclusive too. I mean, that's what you always get. At the beginning, you get a Magnum and you get just an assault rifle.
Right. And the assault rifle...
rifle, you can tag enemies, and then any bullet that you fire goes to that. And
like of course, from Fifth Element, where he shoots the one and then every other one goes around. And
they like trace around, and of course they can run into cover, and it breaks the connection
Right,
or whatever.
right, right.
But it's really fun at mechanic. They have little shock troopers, that fly around, and so you pretty much have to tag them so that you can hit them.
Right.
But then there's like, there are some standard things like the sniper and the whatever. They all have second functionality, but the what was it called? The assault rifle, the bullseye, and then the magnum. Then there's a splicer in number 2, which is like this electrified saw blade, and the mutator in 3, which basically infects people with a small amount of the chimeran virus, and it doesn't turn them fully into chimeran, but it basically incapacitates them and makes them a bomb, like a human bomb. If you shoot it, then blows up. And there's like the cryo gun that turns them solid into ice, which not necessarily the most unique,
Right, right.
but it's fun.
Yeah.
And I haven't seen it too many games.
Right.
I mean, you think of Mr. Freeze and Batman or something, but you actually get to use it all the time. And there's so many of them I have to look. Oh, the auger gun. The auger gun is pretty cool. You can basically see enemies through materials, so like through walls and through rocks and whatever. And you shoot the gun, and the bullet will go through that material and hit the target. But if you're behind rock and then a fence and then a whatever, it takes longer to hit them. So they could possibly move
out of the way.
It's cool because there are some certain situations where you need to thin the ranks before you go running out there, and this is a good way to do it. And it's satisfying. It might feel cheap a little bit, possibly, I guess, to some people, but I think it's a lot of fun.
I've always been.
There's always more, and there's a plethora of more enemies to fight.
That's true. What was I going to say was one of the first games where they really played around with weapons was like what was it, Turok? One of the Turoks.
Dinosaur Hunter.
Yeah. And like they had like cerebral bores and trace missile launchers or something like that, and just some really fun, creative ways of killing people. And I think that's where Resistance really comes in.
The mechanic, the ability to have all the weapons at all the time, and just choose, based on your ammunition and based on the situation, what would be best.
Right.
Is really gratifying. That's the fun. And then there's hedgehog grenades, which you throw, and they're like little mines, and then once somebody gets close, they pop up in the air and then shoot out spikes.
Oh yeah.
It's just fun.
Like in Eraser.
Fun. So
I know, I'm referencing a lot today.
So I already mentioned that the story's not so hot, so that's one mediocre point.
Right.
It's not really a drawback. It doesn't hurt it much. It just doesn't help make it the best game ever. Especially in a time where we get stuff like Uncharted, and I mean those are they're different games, but they're very fun.
Mm-hmm.
Even Gears of War is slightly more compelling, maybe. I don't know. They definitely have bigger set pieces.
Yeah.
The other drawback for me is that this is yet another game that has the mindless run towards you things. I get tired of that. I mean, I really like the strategy, the strategic. I'm going to snipe those two, and then I'm going to run in and stab that guy, and then I'm going to throw a grenade into that nest of. And this is it creates some fun because you're like, holy crap, and you just grab the closest weapon. Whenever you flip to the closest weapon you have ammo for, and just start blowing away. And you might use the wrong gun. You might have to stop and figure out, what good. But just like, like running towards you, and you're just like, it's like it doesn't give you time to really dole out the pain. You're just kind of like, oh, and it doesn't really work for me as far as like suspense or scary or anything.
Right.
It's just like, oh, come on, and then you just start backing up and blow them up, and then you throw your grenade and it like sticks to a guy and he runs towards you and you get blown up or whatever. So. I'm kind of tired of that dynamic. It seems like kind of a lazy. I mean, this is a lot of the game.
Mm-hmm.
Some games just have the baby, the baby syndrome where they have a bunch of babies running at you for one level or something.
Yeah, or the children, or
this one is like every other level. I much enjoy fighting the Chimeran that have they have like their heat port backpack. So if you shoot it, it explodes and it can blow up everybody. And they're popping in and out of cover and that sort of thing. These other idiots, they're just kind of lazily running towards you and hither and yon. It's probably put in there as a device kind of to eat up ammo and to make things a little more difficult. Maybe they think it's very exciting, but it just comes down to I mean, like the Flood. Like, do you guys really love the little critters that run? I mean, they attach to you and then they explode, and so you end up trying to shoot them and wasting like 8 bullets to kill one because
Yeah.
they're so small and they jump around a lot, or you just start meleeing them and your shield goes away. It's like I don't really have fun. I would love to hear from you guys and make this an interactive show as last show was. What do you guys think? Just tell us what you think about the enemies that are running fast towards you,
Yeah.
or the little guys that kind of eat up ammunition. Is that fun? Do you like doing that, or do you feel like me and feel it's a little lazy, or do you feel like him and you like the zombie part?
Right. As long as it's in like a survival horror game like Left 4 Dead, I'm okay with it because you're already looking around corners trying to make sure that no zombies are going to come and get you because you're expecting it. But once you throw it into a game where it's like strategy, panic, it just doesn't do anything except get annoying.
I'm assuming that I'm supposed to be like, oh, I'm going to get through this, right? I'm not going to, how am I going to handle all this? But I'm really just like, when are they going to stop? This is stupid. I want intelligent enemies.
Yes.
I want people that, can snipe me, or because you take just as much reflex, like you see someo's about to shoot you, getting into cover or something. Mm-hmm. This is just,
or dodging bullets.
You get that thing where they've built the contact sensitive like sphere around your character, and if they get too close, you like can't always hit them right.
Yeah.
It's like, come on. All right, guys.
Yep. So that's it.
That's it for Resistance. Definitely check it out. The first one is good. The second one is good. I think 3 is the best just because it has the most weapons, even though the story is probably the weakest. And I don't care a lick about the main character that you play.
Right.
I don't care.
But then again, you've already made it clear that this game isn't really
about
meant to be played for.
It's about the
story.
weapons, and the graphics are cool, but
yeah,
it's the weapons. All right, guys. Will you?
Yes. Now I'm gonna make it explode.
Gotta catch up sometime.
Follow us on Facebook, link us on YouTube, or subscribe and all that other fun jazz. You know what we're doing. We don't.
Coming up on our focal point, we talk about art. 102. Maybe we should start numbering them. Welcome to episode 102. No real reason. Except to show we can count. Binarily.
I can count binarily.
Go back.
Thanks, Dad, for teaching me a skill that apparently everyone thinks is stupid.
It's just useless.
It's not useless.
Yes, it is. When are you ever going to be that? It's like, I'm programming a computer on my hand. Binary.
Why not?
Because if you're doing a computer, you at least have like a calculator or the ability to write on paper. Something.
Binary is essentially on and off switches.
If it comes to a point ever where like binary saves my life, I will praise your knowledge of how to count on your hand.
Tomorrow, aliens are gonna land and they're gonna say, "Teach us something cool," and you're gonna be like, 1, 2, 3. This is awesome. We will spare your planet and endow you with riches.
I have a feeling this is going to be an ongoing thing with the whole binary thing. So it's utterly useless. I mean, are there like engineers like using that in their everyday tasks?
My dad's an engineer and he knows it.
Yeah, but does he use it?
How the hell am I supposed to know? I'm not an engineer.
I think they probably have better tools.
Like micrometers and weird stuff like that.
I have a micrometer.
I think no, I don't. I used to. I don't know what the hell I used it for. I just know I had it. It's not yours, Dad. I swear.
For measuring
I did not
microns.
take your micrometer. It was a gift. It wasn't really a gift. It was someone took it from his job, which was nothing related to where you work. Took it from his job. He gave it to me for some stupid reason. I didn't know what to do with it, so I put it away and lost it somewhere.
At a pawn shop.
No, I didn't pawn it off. It was one of those really
Feels
crappy.
like awkward personal information I shouldn't be.
It was like one of those really crappy, like almost plastic type micrometers. It was horrible. I don't know why he stole it. People who steal things are wrong.
What about glances?
Depends on where you're glancing.